Okay, with Thanksgiving just over a week away, you might want to think about what wines you'll be planning to pair with your dinner. So that's what our resident wine guru, Hayley Hamilton, is here to show us today. Welcome, and you've covered the spectrum.
I think so. It's a good range. First of all, I'm going to start with a bubble. I get up in the morning, I watch the parade. It's my tradition. And
do you see why I like you so much? You start your morning with bubbles and you end up over here.
Exactly. Well, and I also think that, you know, sometimes I'm always a fan of a good Prosecco or a Cava, something like that, but for kind of a special day, you want to have something that's maybe a little bit more special. Mum Napa, which is in Napa Valley, a sister to the Mum Winery in Champaign, makes this DVX. It's their kind of high-end, beautiful, this is a vintage wine. Sometimes you just see a non-vintage. This is all 2006, and it's a blend of half Chardonnay, half Pinot Noir.
Ooh,
it's nice. It has some good kind of brioche notes, some with some kind of good light apple, red apple, kind of cherry notes. Really beautiful way, I think, to start the day, because the day should always start with bubbles.
And you said that Champagne is traditionally Chardonnay and Pinot Noir grapes.
And Pinot Meunier. Those are the three kind of classic grapes of Champagne.
Interesting.
So yeah, and this is just a really beautiful one, really special one for a really special day. Next one I brought is a Viognier from Stag's Leap, and also in Napa Valley. I think that, you know, a Chardonnay is always great. You have your people that maybe like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Noir or a Pinot Grigio, some of those things. Viogniers are really, really nice, kind of floral. It's also going to add in some nice kind of citrus notes, but it's going to be a little bit rounder, a little bit creamier, and it kind of will handle the weight of a kind of a heavy Thanksgiving meal.
So it's a great like if you have the people who like their heavier Chardonnay and the people who like a lighter.
It's going to be with just a touch of floral notes, which I think is also really beautiful. And this time of year, it's a really good kind of hardier kind of white wine.
And that goes well with turkey, yes?
Absolutely. Okay. I think it would go really, really nicely. Next few, I did bring a handful of reds. I would kind of first tip, stay away from your big, heavy reds for Thanksgiving, your big acidic, you want wines with acidity. You don't want wines with a lot of tannin, because it's just going to weigh down the heaviness of your meal. So like not a Cab, not a Malbec, some of those things. Brought a few. First one is a Grenache from Austin Hope in Paso Robles. It's a Rhone variety from the south of France, but Grenache actually has lots of nice red fruit, and it's very, very balanced. Austin loves these kind of making these growing these Rhone varietals in Paso Robles, which is a really good region for these wines. Next one is from Siduri. So Adam and Diana Lee are actually from Texas, had this dream of making wine in Sonoma, and they're sourcing some of the best fruit from both California and Oregon. And this is their Pisoni vineyard, Gary Pisoni, kind of a legend of growing great Pinot Noir in California. And Adam and Diana have just done such a fantastic job kind of balancing in the earthiness of Pinot Noir with a lot of good fruit that will also pair really nicely with your meal.
I love it. They're a Texas couple.
And
cool.
they're just adorable, and they love their product. They're doing great things. They're winning high ratings. They're fantastic story.
That's cool.
Next one is Frank Family Vineyard Zinfandel. Zins are great for Thanksgiving. It's a really kind of the spice and the pepperiness of a Zinfandel can go nicely with some of those kind of rich flavors. You know, like this is something that would go well if you like a lot of like gravy and a lot of sauce on your turkey and that sort of thing, or a lot of, you know, your mashed potatoes with a lot of gravy and a lot of those good notes that will actually kind of marry well with it without overpowering it again.
And this will still be good if you're having turkey, but as long as you have all those other savory sides,
absolutely, it's just gonna, you know, think about like if you've got Brussels sprouts and bacon, that's going to be a nice kind of pairing also with it. Last one, I kind of have a little ringer that I just got this sample yesterday and I was so excited about it. It's from Ghost Hill Cellars in Willamette Valley. It's a white Pinot Noir, and we usually, you know, I've only seen a handful of different wineries that actually make this, and it's in our glass. And if you'll notice, they basically pick the grapes and then they press them directly, and Pinot Noir grapes are red. But you see that this is just kind of maybe a light kind of pinkish blush color, because when they press them, they don't let the juice sit on the skins, and so it's going to stay relatively light, but still have some of those nice berry notes.
And it has like a little bit of effervescence,
because it is pretty young.
Okay.
And it's just, I think it's a beautiful wine. This is kind of your wine if you have If you know somebody who loves wine but doesn't really, you want to kind of trick or show them something a little bit different. It's Ghost Hill Cellars. Again, it's $25. I'll have a link up to their information on my website. It's really fun wine.
Oh, it's so good. It's delicious, actually. You can find all these great suggestions by visiting Hayley's website, DallasUncorked.org, or you can always go to our website and see this whole segment all over again, take some notes. Okay, get ready because the holidays are upon us. We're going to be right back to talk about that. Stay with us.